My bookshelves are going to be a mess after this. I need coffee. I have it. Are we shocked? No. This video is going to be so long, isn't it? Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Christina, and today, as you guys can tell from the title, we are doing the Mid-Year Book Freakout Tag 2021. So this is my first year on BookTube, so it's actually going to be the first year I ever do this, but I'm very excited about it. Most of these answers don't just have one book answers, like that's not gonna happen. But let's dive into this video because it's going to be a long one, so let's get into it. So the first question is the best book that you've read so far in the year 2021. I have, of course, multiple answers, but I have dumbed it down, I believe, to 3. So the first book that is at the very highest of my list, honestly, we're not going to be surprised. It's A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I loved this book. I can't wait to reread it. I'm going to reread it before the year's over. It was so good. Also, public service announcement. I am not going through any synopses of these books, okay? Like, this is going to be a long video in itself. If you guys like any of these books, please go ahead and look them up. They're all very great, okay? So yes, I loved this book. It was so freaking good. If you guys have not checked out the ACOTAR series, please do, okay? Right, and the next book is actually the next 2 books are recent favorites of all time. And you guys are not going to be surprised by the one I'm going to say next, because there is a whole reading vlog about it. Plain Bad Heroines by Emily Danforth. I loved this book. Loved this book. Like, I can't explain it into words. It was so freaking good. Like, everything about this, from the writing to the plot to literally everything, like, it was so well done. Honestly, 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you guys have not checked this book out, check it out. It's so good. And the last book for this question is a book that, hit me in my feels. That book is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This book was so beautifully written and beautifully executed. Truly. Okay, if you guys like vampires and you guys like gothic literature, check this out. You will not be disappointed. It was so good. Question number 2 is the best sequel you've read for the year 2021. Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. The Brown Sisters trilogy by Talia Hibbert in itself is amazing. I'm giving every single book 5 out of 5 stars. But this one I think might be my favorite because this one I think was just the funniest out of all of them. I listened to the audiobook of this. I would highly recommend listening to the audiobook because it was so freaking funny. Like, I listened to this audiobook. I binged it in like I think a day or 2. It was so funny. I couldn't stop listening to it. Like, trust me when I tell you, pick this series up. This is the 3rd and final installment to the Brown Sisters trilogy, and it was chef's kiss. My bookshelves are going to be a mess after this. Alright, so for question number 3, it's a new release you have not read yet, and I actually have 3 answers for this. We're not going to be surprised for the first 2, so let me get those. So the first one is Ace of Spades by Farida. I can't do the last name. I'm really trying. Abiki Iyemiti? I butchered that. I'm sorry. But this book I pre-ordered through my bookstore because usually when I pre-order through my bookstore I end up getting the books like a week early. And I have yet to pick this up, and I don't know why, but I need to pick this book up so bad. And the next book is also going to come to no surprise. It's Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid has become one of my favorite authors. I have read both Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Izzy Johnson VI both this year, and they are amazing. I don't know why I haven't picked this book up yet, but it's just like, it needs to get done, okay? And the next book is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This book I picked up specifically because of Cami. Cami's the one that actually got me into this book. And this book is a dedication to Sarah J. Maas. Okay, and Sarah J. Maas blurbed this book. I need to get to it. Like, no questions asked. I need to get to all of these books so freaking fast. And then there's one more. I forgot about The Prison Healer. But there is one more, and that book is called The Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. I'm going to put a picture somewhere on the screen. I need to get a hold of this book ASAP. It came out, I believe, the 29th of June, and 1, the cover's gorgeous. 2, the cover's gorgeous. 3, I love the cover. It's so good. I am currently on a book buying ban, so I won't be getting my hands on that book anytime soon, but it's fine. Okay, and the 4th question is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I have like 5 books for this answer, and I'm going to hate myself when I edit this because I have to put all of them over here, but I'm going to put them all here, so I'm going to move to the side. There's a lot. Okay, bear with me. The first book is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This book, I need in my life. This book comes out August 3rd, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to get my hands on this book. I need it in my life. The next book is Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This book comes out August 17th, and I did read Mexican Gothic, and I did really enjoy Mexican Gothic, so I do want to make my way through Sylvia's works, but I do want to make my way through her works, and this just, like, the cover in itself, can we just, like, take a moment, because it's beautiful. I need to flip through because I made a lot of lists. The next book is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. T.J. Klune wrote The House on the Cerulean Sea, and this is by far one of my favorite books of all time. I read this book last year, and it was so freaking good. I binged it. I couldn't put it down. It was just so wholesome, and I can't wait to see what T.J. Klune does next. So I need to get my hands on that book. Like, that book actually comes out September 21st, so my birthday's on September 30th. That might be a birthday book for myself, thank you. And the 4th book is Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Callahan, which comes out on October 19th. And this book, let me tell you the little bits that I actually know about this book. This book follows someone who has befriended the author, I think it's C.S. Lewis, the author of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and she's been given a task to find Narnia. That's all I know. I've never read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I don't want to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I want to read this book, so don't question me, okay? I know I don't make any sense. I know this already. And the last one is going to come to no surprise by any means necessary. This book comes out on November 16th, and it is probably my most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and that is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. I read These Violent Delights, and it was so good. I read These Violent Delights at the very beginning of this year, and it was so good. It is like a slow-paced type of book, so if you like that, enjoy. But it was just, the ending was so good that I cannot wait for this book, okay? This book needs to come out ASAP because I need this book in my life, okay? It's just what it is. The next question, question number 5, is the biggest disappointment of the year. And this was probably one of the easiest questions that I was able to answer. This one actually only has one answer, and that book is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I did not like this book really at all. I gave this book a 2 out of 5 stars. It was a very anticipated release for me because I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue. This was just disappointing at so many levels. I didn't really like the characters, really. They were just kind of like, meh. There was so much going on, and yet nothing was happening. That's the kind of my sum for this book. I just really didn't like this book. I'm sorry. And the next book is the biggest surprise of 2021, and honestly, there could be a million of them, but I think there is one that is absolute, like, top. And that book is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I did not expect to absolutely, devourly love this book as much as I actually do. It's so good. It's literally so good. It's gross and amazing. Okay, this question is favorite new author. I have 2 answers for this. First is Taylor Jenkins Reid. I mean, it just has to be Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, and I am so excited to read Malibu Rising. I have loved both of these books so very much. I don't even have a favorite because I love these both so much, but I cannot wait to get to Malibu Rising because honestly, in my eyes at least, Taylor Jenkins Reid can do absolutely no wrong, and I am going to start making my way through her backlist. The next author that I have absolutely fallen in love with is Grady Hendrix. I have fallen into the Grady Hendrix fan club. I love him and everything he can possibly give me, okay? I absolutely loved Slaying Vampires. I just read my best friend's exorcism for Submarine, and I freaking loved it. I still will say that Slaying Vampires is my all-time favorite right now. And the next book I really want to read is Horror Store. I just am on a book buying ban. I can't buy that just yet, but I love his writing. He knows how to gross you the fuck out, just so you know. And if you know, you know, he can really bug you, okay? He loves bugs, and I hate them. So the next question is, my hair is going crazy anyway. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush. Now listen, I don't technically get a lot of crushes, but there is one character that I can't stop thinking about all the time. And this is going to come to no surprise to absolutely anyone. That is Cassian from the According to Silver Flames book, okay? He is just, I think I like him better than Rhysand, if that says anything to anyone. But he is just, he's so good. I also love Asriel, but they're both just superb. I was gonna say human beings, but they're not even human. No, they're fairies. If you guys have not read the ACOTAR series, I will forever put that into your head. Read it! It is so good. Read the ACOTAR series, okay? Just read it. He's really gorgeous, okay? Look at him. He's gorgeous. He is just gorgeous. Question number 9 is your new favorite character. Eve Brown from Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. She was my absolute favorite person ever to read with. She was freaking hilarious. She was amazing. You can relate to her in so many levels too, especially at least in my age and my type of things that's happening in my life. I related to her character the absolute most, and she was freaking hilarious. I love her. I would hang out with Eve Brown literally every single day of my life if I could. Question number 10. Book that made you cry. Woohoo! There is literally only one book because I've never cried so much in a book in my life. That book is A Dowry of Blood. When I tell you I sobbed. I'm going to actually include the footage here. Enjoy. This book made me cry. Oh my god, I'm sobbing. I sobbed when reading this book. I don't think I've ever cried so much in my life. Like, I remember crying over Akamath, but like that was different. This book, oh my god. Okay, even Jan cried in this book. Like, this book is just so good. So freaking good. Pick it up. Just pick it up. If you get anything for this video, just pick all these books up, okay? Question number 11 is a book that made you happy. I'm gonna say Fangs by Sarah Anderson. This book sparked nothing but pure joy out of me when reading it, and I read this during my 24-hour readathon that I did with my Valkyrie girls. I will link that down below if you guys want to check that out. It was so good. I literally read this book in, I think, like 8 minutes, but best 8 minutes of my life. I would reread this time and time again. It's so good. It's a graphic novel, but honestly, it's just pure gold, okay? It's so funny. It's so wholesome. It's so amazing. Pick this book up. Also, the cover, to die for, okay? Question number 12. Question number 12 is the most beautiful book that you have gotten this year. And there are so many answers for this. So I will try to minimize them as much as I can, but let's get into it, okay? First and foremost, she stands out pretty much in every single one of my videos. The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Oh my god. Okay, if you have not seen this in person, do it. Buy it. Buy it. Just buy it. It is beautiful. Like, this is honestly one of my favorite covers that I own, hence why I always have her face out so much. It's such a beautiful cover. It's so gorgeous. The next one I would have to say would probably be Plain About Heroines. I just love the simplicity of this. The bugs everywhere. It's a really good novel, and the end papers are also just beautiful. And this isn't a book, but it is probably my favorite thing that I've acquired this year, and I ordered them, waited for them for a very long time, and they were not cheap because they were from Illumicrate. But it is my Illumicrate collection for ACOTAR. I did get the Illumicrate dust jackets for this entire series, and we're just gonna do a quick peek out of all of them. I swear to God, each of them won't be more than a second, but you need to admire how beautiful these are. Okay, first, ACOTAR. ACOMAF. ACOWAR. ACOFAST, which is probably one of my favorites that I own. And then, of course, ACOSIF. I just realized that I just literally said beautiful. And, of course, my collector's edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I mean, come on. Beautiful. Okay, this entire freaking collection of mine is gorgeous. Okay, and the last question, question number 13, is what books do you need to get to by the end of the year? Now, I do have a video out that is all the book series I want to get to by the end of the year. I'll link that video down below. I'm going to mention books that were not mentioned in that video. In that video, it's like literally all the book series I really want to get to. So just look at that video because trust me, there's a lot. But I think I'm only going to name 3 or 4. But we'll see because I listed a lot of them, okay? First and foremost, I need to get to Raybearer. Like, I have to read this book. I don't know why I haven't read this book yet. This has been a book I've been dying to pick up since I bought it. And every single time I go to pick it up, something happens, and I'm just not in the mood for it. And it's frustrating, to say the least, okay? All 3 of these. All 3 of these. Just all of them. And The Poison Heart. I'm going to put that right here, too. Because I need to get to these books, okay? It's just not going, it's not going to be a year if I don't get to these books, alright? And this last one is a book I have acquired recently, but I have not been able to stop staring at, and that is The City of Brass. Can we just talk about this cover? Because, honestly, pictures do not show you how beautiful this cover is. This cover in person is beautiful. Also, it's a floppy paperback. Floppy! Floppy! It's so floppy! I love a floppy paperback. But this book has been staring at me. I cannot wait to pick this book up. Literally, I will tell you guys the reasons I really want to pick this book up. 1, the book is beautiful. 2, the book is floppy. 3, a lot of booktubers that have the exact same taste as I do have adored this book. So I need to get to the series ASAP. And the last book I'm going to say is Priory, The Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is more of like a goal that I want to get to because she's thick. Like, she's like, what, 800 pages, I think? Yeah, she's like 800 pages, but I swear to God, it feels like an 1,000-page book. This book is huge. If I do ever read this book, it's going to take me like a month, and I will vlog it if I get to it. But oh my God, she's so huge. She's also floppy as can get. Oh my God, look at that. She's huge and she's floppy. Like, if it's a floppy paperback, chances are I'm gonna pick it up. And we made it to the end of this video. This video is going to be so long, isn't it? So thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys liked this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for some more content coming your way soon. Bye.